It's hard to believe that our cities already look like this, isn't it? But the harsh reality of present circumstances is that while our turns are not as such, our time remains limited, and Gorgo is totally about to steal that artifact from me. Our heroic age is granting us the opportunity to strike back at Gorgo for that and other offenses. This might not be our only such opportunity, but one of her cities must fall. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Civilization 6 in our In Denial series. So, I will be able to buy a pretty nice, like, either art or archaeological museum here in the next little bit. So, given that, I think what I'd rather do, if I'm going to be fighting her, I need to go ahead and start preparing additional units that can be merged with the ones that I already have. So why don't we start with... Yeah, why don't we start with the infantry? And I just need to put some concerted effort into this. So we have a technologist and cat burglar here. And ace driver, for that matter. But I'm going to go ahead and gain sources for this mission first. And then Hasina has arrived in Sparta as well. I'm kind of tempted just to have you... I think sources have already been gained here, because obviously I don't have that option. I mean, I like the idea of having one spy set up as a listening post to keep an eye on Gorgo. I don't know. I feel like the defenses of this city are too great. Let's put her in Corinth instead. It's a lesser populated city. I might have higher chances of success there. Okay, this builder has already improved those fish. I still need to repair those, by the way. Those have been burning for like 1,000 years. Mainly because I haven't had a builder in that particular region of the world for a while. It's just fishing boats on fire perpetually for 1,000 years. They're really good at floating. What can I say? I don't know what else to tell you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my galley just be escorted by my ironclad here. Hattusa has made peace with Shaka, so some city-states changing hands there. Mongolia is expanding, adding the new settlement Tunglio.
A common mistake that people make when trying to design something completely foolproof is to underestimate the ingenuity of complete fools.
That is true. Okay, so I think I have a new governor title. All of these are good. Oh no, all of these are good. I'm going to go ahead and say vertical integration though, because if I can get production boosts in, I was about to say Rome, in Rockadet from all of my industrial centers in the region, that will eventually be better. Also, excuse me, what do you think you're doing? All right, I can't quite buy the archaeological museum yet, although I would really like to. Gorgo is definitely stealing my artifacts, and I'm not happy about it. I've already denounced her for doing that, and for just being Gorgo, which is reason enough in this game. Let's see, this game specifically, and most games. Gorgo is pretty aggressive. Oh yeah, that's right, the aid request. Talked about this last episode. So, I mean, I really do want to help with that. I do. It's not that I don't, you know, but at the same time, I have other priorities. I kind of want to build a military academy here before I do any additional training. Also because Akhetaten needs the housing boost. Okay, this caravel is really at this point just scouting out little tiny sections of the ocean here that I haven't looked through myself very effectively, using ships in the past. All right, yeah, we're just going to escort that galley back one step at a time. We have enough faith to purchase an apostle, but I don't want an apostle I do, believe me, but right now there is something else that I want. Also, here's a pike and shot that would be worth moving here. Also, I have this extra Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and move you like here. And this pike and shot should be brought over here because some of these units can already be merged. They don't have any promotions and they're able to be promoted up to the next level. Or rather, they're able to be merged, turned into corps and armies. Welcome to the World Congress. New districts built by this player act as culture bombs. This player's borders will not grow via culture. Let's just vote for myself here. Spies executed in the chosen operation function 2 levels higher. Chosen operation is unavailable. Yeah, let's just vote against sabotage production. I'm not going to sink any votes into either of those. Neither of those are particularly high stakes options for me. Oh, wow. Okay, so spies executed in the chosen operation function 2 levels higher. So that's the opposite of what I wanted. New districts built by this city act as culture bombs. So a monitor must have really wanted that to have voted for it that much. That's fine. Apu needs more housing. Okay. Oh, we're not suzerain of Caguana anymore. Really? I wonder if that's because they got converted and they had given a quest to a monitor. That's possible. Okay, so now I can purchase the archaeological museum. There's that. Can I build an archaeologist anywhere yet? No, not yet. But one thing I can do here, probably do need another builder in this area. Anything else I need first? Market might be the worst idea, especially because of the extra trade capacity. And the extra 6 gold per turn is nothing to scoff at. Especially because if I build up that market and build a bank in that district, that might be where I can build Big Ben. Oh, I don't want to purchase. I want to produce. Yes, thank you. All right, so Swinet, you don't have any walls to speak of. That's kind of embarrassing. So right now there's not a good spot to have a campus district. I already have a theater square. Still don't have diplomatic quarter, which is hilarious to me. I can build an archaeologist here, so I might as well, so I can gain some additional culture from any artifacts that I can find. To be fair, Gorgo is taking them all. But to the extent that I can keep her from doing that, I would like to. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and build a Sphinx improvement there. And we will continue moving. Can I even get through there? No, I can't. Alright, so we'll have to go around there. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to get through, but no such luck. Cat Scout. Completing a trade post has created a trade route has created a trading post for you in the city of Shadet. Oh Lord. My troops are merely passing by. I'm not going to... That's annoying.
At the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, we leaped for the mechanical things. People need the use of their hands to feel creative.
So remember a few episodes ago when I was like,
is when a guy gets stabbed in
Sean,
the back and instead of bleeding, he sings.
I love you. And the quote's great, but I'm trying to make a point. So, remember a few episodes back how I was talking about moving those units from Gorgo's borders, otherwise she might think I'm being aggressive? Well, now you know what I mean, because I was just moving my units. You know what? I can go ahead and make this unit a core. I didn't even want them to go through her territory, but they did automatically. Both of them did, in fact. There we go. So now we have a couple of core units. Now, Eritrea has once again been converted to another religion, which is super annoying. Let's see, do I have any coal coming in already? I do. I'm bringing in 4 per turn already, and we have another source of coal. It looks like... Nice. So, really the only coal that I have in my territory right now is already being mined, but there's more coal right there within range of Swinet. How convenient. Well, that's awesome. Good to know. First core, that also gave us some Eris core, by the way. Need some housing. Shadette apparently is starving. Hang on, that seems strange. Yeah, if I just give you some additional tiles, you should be fine. There we go. You're no longer starving. Basically, it just didn't have enough tiles to its name. All right, so we have a... we can declare a war of retribution on Gorgo, and I most likely will. Nothing too significant going on at the moment. All right, so there's the research for Big Ben. There's the Ranger upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and go for Big Ben. If I can get access to that wonder and get it built, I feel like that would be an enormous win. Urbanization. There's a nice buff policy for neighborhoods here. Not one that I use very often, but I'll go ahead and select it because both of my next choices are boosted and will be done relatively soon. Great person. Oh, nice. We got a great rider. That's handy. And we got some more envoys, so I can take... Oh, I got Kagwana back somehow. I'm not sure how, but... All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to the second level with Hunza, which just gave us another 10 gold per turn. Nice. What else can I do here? I could produce additional culture from building some theater squares, the same way that I'm already doing with science and faith. But I'm pretty happy with my current amounts of those two resources.
Dreams, dreams. Where have you gone? How sweet you were.
Okay. So we're still 1 point short of obtaining a golden age. Oh, but this ought to be useful. I will probably be able to bring this field cannon down from Sais, where it's currently, just holding off these barbarians, and it has been forever, and use them in a fight against Gorgo, which I greatly look forward to. But for now, they're kind of sitting tight, just earning experience up there, which is fine by me. Now, I do want to keep this city growing, I think. So why don't we... Okay, that's why it was saying Shadette was starving, because the trading route had ended. That makes sense. I was kind of wondering what was up with that. Okay, so we can put a mine there on top of those hills with the builder that I have ready to go. I do need to get a scout out. Hang on, let me show you something real quick. If I select my skirmisher here, notice the sheer number of goody huts still over in this direction. If I can get a scout out this way, there's a lot of unclaimed land, to be honest. Like, a lot of unclaimed land. It's a little bit far from me. I can't do much with it. But it's interesting, isn't it? Anything I can buy? I can buy a builder with gold. That's rare. I could also buy a skirmisher. Can't buy anything right now with faith. Alright, so it looks like Nubia is still up to no good with her apostles, which is frankly very annoying. I'm going to go ahead and train 2 Inquisitors in Rockadet, just so that we can undo whatever influence she creates with those.
Like
Alexander
some
Pushkin.
magistrate grown grey in office, calmly he contemplates alike the just and unjust. With the indifference he notes evil and good, and knows not wrath nor pity.
Okay, so that's another great work for us, and will help us generate some additional culture per turn. And this... There's a lot of ruins up here, by the way. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. I can have a field day with an archaeologist. All right, I'm going to build a mine there. Interesting. Yeah, so we've got this city on like full production focus at the moment. It's crazy how much gold I have. All right, with this amount of gold, I can actually buy... What can I... Let's see. I take the field cannon. Yeah, I could actually use a trebuchet in a fight for Eritrea. I would have to upgrade it pretty soon to a bombard, but if I used my gold to buy the trebuchet, I've at least got it in place. So let's do that. I need to start thinking in terms of making a move on one or both of these cities. Eritrea is probably the one to go for. It's such a small city, though. We're probably likely to get it. I'm almost tempted to go for Ephesus first, because Ephesus is the big target. It's a big populous city. It's going to be a hard fight. It also will be a little bit more accessible to me. She's building Big Ben. That's interesting. I don't even have it researched yet, so that's even more reason for me to take Ephesus from her. Should be able to do it in this age. That's very interesting indeed. Okay, let's sit tight for a second here. That's an unexpected turn of events. All right, so we have this trader in Swinet. Do we still need this trader in Swinet? I mean, probably. Would I benefit from... You can see which city-states have given me a quest. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and trade with Ngazargamu for one round. It's not going to be good for the production of the city, but at this point, because I have Petra in place, that's additional gold per turn, a lot more gold per turn. It gives me the 6 envoy bonus, which is good for buildings with military academy, or good for cities with military academies, excuse me. Looks like we have some whales. Do I have whales already? Heck, let's go improve those. It's only going to take 4 turns, and I'll have an additional resource. That's pretty handy. All right, our spy has arrived here. Let's go ahead and gain sources. Let's move the galley this way. Move the ironclad here. Doing pretty well escorting them back. I'm happy with the fact that that unit is surviving. All right, as soon as this military academy is done and these Renaissance walls are done, I think we'll be in a good position to really start preparing some military forces. Main thing is turning all of my existing units into cores and then going for Ephesus, most likely. Part of me wants to let her finish Big Ben first, though, you know? That would be a good little coup. All right, so I know there's no point in going for the dam right now. Let's go ahead and go for the aid project. I only have a few turns left to do it. I could send some gold the old-fashioned way. I don't want to send gold per turn, but I could send 100 gold, like this. And it's not going to show right now, but next turn, that will give me a little bit of credit there. All right, now these Inquisitors, if I bring them side by side like this, they'll be able to fight against this Apostle unit fairly effectively. Yeah, there we go. Not bad. And if that Apostle unit dies, that might even help Eritrea reconvert just from that religious combat. Oh boy. Lost it up here. Oh, hello. Where'd you come from? All right, so that's somewhat problematic. That's actual barbarian line infantry there. But we can still do some damage to them. I'll just need to be careful and perhaps back off with that field cannon if they're able to do damage to me next turn. All right, let's do an archaeological museum up here. It's going to take a long time. I don't like how long stuff is taking in Sais. I suppose one of the ways that I could deal with that is doing a builder instead. That should help. It'll take 7 turns, and then we'll be able to improve some tiles up there. It's one of the main reasons stuff is taking so long up there. All right, nothing much I can do militarily at the moment, but we're almost done with some of our big moves. I have the ability to upgrade the trebuchet to a bombard. Just can't quite do it this turn. Okay, this spy can run either a tech, can either steal a great work or can steal a tech boost. Let's steal a great work from Gorgo. Because I can. All right, next turn. Interesting. I thought she would have pulled that apostle farther away.
It's the Industrial Revolution and the growth of urban concentrations that led to a sense of anonymity.
Okay, that's a big win. So we have the combined policy card. Now, I mentioned this a few episodes back, that what starts out as 2 separate policy cards eventually gets combined. And also we have this military academy, seaports, and Renaissance walls generate +2 science. Ooh. That's a really, 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 really handy thing when you're behind on science. Question is, do I use it now or do I use it later? I mean, any kind of science bonus that I can get. I have a good number of Renaissance walls already. I have a military academy I'm about to finish. I don't think it's too beneficial to me just yet. But I'll keep an eye on it. There we go. There's our bombard units. Very good news there. So what else can I do here? Nothing at the moment, but I'll be able to build a military unit now, thankfully. Let's go ahead and research Scorched Earth, or it's not technically research, it's civics, but let's develop Scorched Earth. I don't see anything that I'm going to implement as a policy there, but I'll get 2 envoys, and that will probably be useful. All right. Military. I want to build that bank too. But what we need is a field cannon here. Oh, nice. I actually think this might be a win. It is. Excellent. All right, let's see if it actually gets Eritrea. It might be close enough. All right, that apostle is down. All right, that helped with the strength of our religion in the area, thankfully. Let's go ahead and heal these units up. I can't heal this one because it's a little bit too far from the holy site, but that's fine. That's fine by me. Not a huge concern. I'm going to build another Sphinx there, just so we have the additional culture points. Nice. Looks like they weren't able to attack that last turn, so I just got in a little bit of extra damage. And we are 24 experience away from that unit leveling up, and then it will be quite powerful. All right, Memphis. I already have a trader here. You're helping with... That's right, I forgot about Potala Palace. Go ahead and renew your route. I do feel like... Oh, Eritrea did get converted from that. That's fantastic. I do feel like there's a pretty good chance Eritrea will just become mine by virtue of border pressure at some point. You know? I feel like that's the direction in which things are heading. So just more reason for me to attack Ephesus instead. And we keep finding goody huts, lest we forget. All right. Military Academy is about to finish in Akhetaten. Now, I'm still short on housing by 2, so this is not actually going to solve the shortage. Moderate flood. Rising waters overflow the banks of the river and spill out into the land beyond. But I'm Cleopatra, so it's fine. Soldiers march by in formation, calling cadence. I don't know, but I have been told life in Akhetaten gets real old. Alright, alliance with Montezuma has expired. Declare friendship. Alliances. Create a military alliance. Accept deal. Okay. And hopefully when we go to war, we can actually bring Montezuma in on it so that he attacks as well. And obviously that would be advantageous simply because she would have 2 of us to deal with instead of just 1 of us. It would be great. Okay. Military. Now see here I can just train these straight up, which is amazing. I don't quite have enough niter at the moment. Is there more in the area that I can add? How much niter am I producing per turn? 2 per turn. So it just takes me a while. Alright, I'm building a field cannon here. Alright, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and build another field cannon here in Akhetaten. And it will, the purpose of this one will be to turn this one into a core up here. And speaking of turning it into a core, it looks like there are additional line infantry, barbarian line infantry up here. I think a builder would probably be useful here too. We have kind of these northern cities that I haven't been able to do much with because the land is not very developed. So let's change that, shall we? Alright, so it does seem like I'm going to keep these Inquisitors together. It seems like when they are able to fight side by side, they do a little bit better. Okay. I'm going to get points for participating in this. But unless I send more gold to Montezuma, I mean, I could definitely send 225 gold just outright. But I don't know if it's worth what I'm giving up, because that could be a unit that I could buy. It would just be for some diplomatic victory points, basically. And some additional diplomatic favor. That's it, really. So I regret that I haven't been able to do more for Montezuma. But at the same time, I'm not going to overthink it. All right. I now have Wales. One thing I haven't struggled with this game is amenities. I've been able to trade for a lot of those amenities. And speaking of that, let's see if there's anything else I can trade for. Haven't checked this in a bit. Yeah, I don't actually have sugar right now. So what would it take? Oh, that's not bad at all. Tell you what, I'll sweeten the pot a little bit just to get in your good graces. And now we have sugar. We already have spice. Yeah, so we've got all of that. What about... Do I have honey? I think that deal might have expired too. Let's take a look. It has. What would it take, Kublai Khan? Same deal? Sure. They just want 1 gold per turn and an initial lump sum that's not that bad. I will pay that. That's not a problem. Next turn. Ah, Mansa Musa is impressed with the culture I'm developing. Yeah, I'm about to steal some culture from Ah. Suleiman finished the Potala Palace. That is unfortunate, but it does mean I'm going to have a ton of production in Memphis. Man, we were close. That's the first wonder that's been sniped. Okay, now I have a ton of production. Trying to see if I've got a good spot to put any of these. Let's see, if I used the Q, yeah, I could go ahead and get Renaissance walls built. And then queue up the armory after that. And there may still be additional things that I can do, but let's let those two go through. That's a lot of production that we just lost on that wonder, but we didn't actually lose it because that's how the system works. I gotta confess, this is one of those tracks in Civ 6 that every now and then, it just gets you. You know? It's a powerful piece of music. The composer did just a phenomenal job with all of the nation's music. This is, of course, Shaka's music, and I've always enjoyed it. Oh, Ungzarganu has had a moderate flood. That's unfortunate. Knowledge of replaceable parts has advanced considerably.
Road or rail, but economists travel on infrastructure. War is hell.
Okay. So we have some new choices to make. Let me go ahead and go for steam power so that we can get railroads built. That's going to be especially handy for getting units moved around from places like Sayus. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go for mobilization so that I can build armies, and I feel like we're kind of approaching our moment. I know we're closing in on the ending of this episode. I still haven't declared war. Taken a little bit longer than planned to get some military units built, but I'm finally seeing some openings to do that. So let's see. Also, I have additional spies, and those could come in handy. Tell you what, let's build another trebuchet in Rockadet. Eventually, I'll be able to upgrade that. And then, ooh, this line infantry is perfectly... Wow, that came along at a good time. All right, we're going to do an archaeologist in Thebes. Swinet has an archaeologist 5 turns away. Part of me is tempted to build a settler and go for some additional resources, because there are some additional opportunities. Like, I could get some more niter if I settled up here. It's tempting. All right. Now, Apu has not actually been converted to my religion, and as a consequence... Yeah, let's go ahead and train an apostle for the purpose of taking care of some of these outlying cities. Because I can't actually buy anything with my faith here, and I should be able to. I should be able to, but I can't. Alright, let's go ahead and build an encampment district there. It's not the best positioning for it defensively, but I don't anticipate I'm going to be able, or I'm going to have to defend that city. Okay. Notice that we are 10 points away from another golden age. That's partly thanks to the Taj Mahal. Alright, let's have you heal up for a bit. And you can just sit tight for a moment. Doesn't look like there's anything happening here. I can foam an unrest in Corinth, and that's about it. I have an 84% chance of success, so go ahead and go for it. Eritrea does belong to my religion. Okay, so this galley is now in position. Where did my... Oh, I already moved them back to Thebes. Did I do that absent-mindedly? I must have. I guess because we were so close, I felt safe. Okay, so we've done a little bit more scouting up there. What if I move the field cannon here? Yeah. I had a feeling I'd spot some additional barbarians. I've damaged them a good bit up here. I just don't want to move the... Yeah, here we go. Oh, wow. Tell you what. Cancel that. Shaka just wants some iron. It's not an issue, Shaka. Oh, yeah. Nice. Got the last man. Now just 20 experience. Just kidding. 18 until we level up. This apostle is ready for a promotion. What promotions do you have? Ah, I was kind of hoping I wouldn't see that. All right, so that's a debater. Which means they're good in combat. I really didn't want to see that. But one thing I do need another of is the Inquisitor, because we need to now remove that religion from Sais. We've got some religious shenaniganry happening, that's for sure. All right, let's go. Let's play through the rest of this turn. Meanwhile, we have this field cannon almost done, this field cannon almost done. As soon as I have some core units ready, so that I'm not just throwing these units away. We finally have that unit upgraded. That's fantastic. As soon as I have some core units, we're going to be attacking Gorgo. So I'm going to go ahead and steal another Great Work. I want to take as many Great Works from her as I can to chip away at her culture lead. I do have a strong army compared to her. I hadn't looked at that stat comparatively in a while, but we're actually doing okay on that front. So let's go to the next turn. We'll let this be the end of it for now. Let's see what happens. We've got this field cannon wrapping up. Oh, looks like they finally tried something there. Oh, interesting. All right, Mansa Musa won, but we did get bronze tier rewards, so 50 diplomatic favor from that. And we can train a guru as well. I'm going to go ahead, well, beginning of the next episode, I'll fire on that ranger with this field cannon and get some more experience there. Got some experience from that battle just now to begin with. But in the next episode, we don't have a countdown yet, interestingly enough, but I think we will very soon. In the next episode, I'm very likely to declare on Gorgo. Oh, check this out. How about that? Your progress towards mobilization has advanced considerably, so we just gave ourselves the boost there. And I have... Didn't I just finish? Yep, there it is. So watch this. Move you here. Boom. All right, so this field cannon core will be ready to do damage to Ephesus. So yeah, this is the city that I really want to take. I think Eritrea will fall of its own accord. I might need to defend against an assault from the direction of Eritrea, but Ephesus is the city that is just, it's so vulnerable to me, and I feel like I could march on it so quickly. And that's the city that I'm just going to try and hit hard and fast. There are just a few more units that I want to have done first, like this bomber that's... Notice the Trebuchet has already switched to a bomber training in Rockadet, which is great. So when that's done, I'll just be able to make this a bomber army, or corps. And we're going to hit Ephesus just as hard as we can while we have this heroic age on our side. And then I'm hoping that we can maybe have a golden age for the next era with Gorgo not in the golden age. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. You're going to die next episode, buddy. Get ready for it. You're standing on my ruins. New episodes are coming out every day at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.